For motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. Seattle Sports 710 AM. Seahawks beat the Rams. Patriots beat the Broncos. Super Bowl 60 is set. Seattle, New England in Santa Clara. Good morning to Michelle Smallman, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen with you. Hope everybody is staying safe out there in this awful snowstorm all across the country.
Congratulations to you, Evco. Your New England Patriots going to Super Bowl 60. How does it feel?
I'm shocked. I am thrilled. I can't believe this. I thought it was going to be a year from now. Everybody I talked to in and around the team as the season progressed did not expect this. Kraft alluded to that on the podium last night, that they didn't necessarily expect this.
Yeah.
And they did it, and I am stunned, and I couldn't be happier to be wrong because I didn't think this was going to happen.
I'm just so thrilled for you. I know that this has been a long, tough road for you to finally get back to the Super Bowl as a New England Patriots fan. So really enjoy this today, Ev, because I know you've suffered. You and Boston fans have suffered for a long time.
Isn't it embarrassing, in all honesty, for some of the teams around the league? Like, the New England Patriots have been to 10 Super Bowls since the Dolphins won their last playoff game.
That is embarrassing.
No, what's embarrassing is how's Mike Vrabel out of football last year?
Another embarrassing.
How was that even possible?
He's so good.
Embarrassing to Tennessee.
It should be embarrassing to the rest of the league. Anybody that hired a head coach over the last 2 years, or if you fired your head coach over the last 2 years, the fact that you didn't call that guy, the fact that he didn't have an opportunity with your team to get your organization to this point, that is an embarrassment, Smalls.
He's awesome.
He's a really, really good coach. There was no world that existed where you could justify moving on from him at Tennessee, going to a conference championship game with Ryan Tannehill, and then all of a sudden, he's out of a job. Nobody hires him all of last year, and then he gets a job back with the New England Patriots, who are, in a sense, his alma mater, and he takes them to the Super Bowl in year one with a second-year quarterback.
First time that kind of combination has ever gone to a Super Bowl. You've never had a first-year coach with a team and a first- or second-year quarterback with that same team take them to the Super Bowl. And, yeah, how Mike Vrabel's available. And Atlanta Falcons, congratulations. You did get the hiring process right because you did interview both Vrabel and McDonald a couple of years ago. You just didn't hire any of them. I mean, it's unbelievable. Mike McDonald, the coach of the Seahawks. But yes, yesterday, to answer your question, it was awesome. There were moments I thought they were going to lose that game, obviously. And Christian Gonzalez getting beat early on, but he certainly made up for it late. The Patriots defense, and to your point about Vrabel, you know why he's a great coach? Because on a 3rd and 11, he has a design play, he and Josh McDaniels, to throw the ball out of bounds. That's why he's a great coach. Because he says, guys like Canty, go win the game. We always think about the offense winning the game. You can also rely on the defense to win the game, and that's what they did. They played into the defense's hands, which was brilliant yesterday.
Or how about just don't lose the game? Because that's what happened with the Denver Broncos yesterday.
Sean
Payton, I love him. I understand how aggressive he was early in that second quarter going out for the knockout punch. But, man, you got to know the situation, and you got to know playing at home, inclement weather, likely in the second half, take the points, go up by double digits. In that type of game with those 100%. Types of defenses, it seems insurmountable if you've got a 10-0 lead. But what happens? You go for it, you get stopped, and then on the next possession, your quarterback has a gaffe on a screenplay on 3rd down, ends up resulting in the Patriots getting the ball in point-blank range, and it sets up a touchdown. Now it's a completely different ball game. The complexion of it changed on a dime, and it was because of mistakes you made. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that's so frustrating. When you got that big ball to Marvin Mims early on and one-on-one coverage to Christian Gonzalez, that was huge for you from a momentum standpoint. Then Stiddy has the touchdown pass to Cortland Sutton. All of a sudden now it's rolling. You got confidence. Your defense is playing with a lead, and you had the better of the two defensive units. Why not be more conservative in that spot and make New England go get it, especially knowing that you got bad weather coming in the second half? That made no sense to me. Yesterday's game, credit to the New England Patriots. Yeah. They got the dub, but it felt a lot like Sean Payton being overly aggressive cost the Denver Broncos an opportunity to the ship.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are factoring that in when they're doing the early look ahead to the Super Bowl. They're talking about the Patriots' easy regular season schedule. They're talking about the fact that they were a lot of people think that Sean Payton and the Broncos lost that game more than the Patriots won it, but I'm looking at them going on the road, being flawless on the road this season, going to Denver. Yes, Jared Stidham, they were dealing with a backup quarterback situation, but as you mentioned, they came out swinging early in that game. They defeated a road opponent at altitude in the elements. I am not counting out the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I don't understand how this happened this year. Like, I'm still amazed at this. And
Yeah, Patriots Seahawks, just like we all thought at the beginning of the season.
well, stay tuned 3 hours and 45 minutes from now, because someone did think this. Just wait, unsportsmanlike moments. And you know what? I'll ruin it. The NFL. Just wait. This was stunning what I found on the internet. Okay, so just wait. Now,
wow.
Let's talk about some of these storylines around this game. So Drake Maye, we're going to get back to Seattle, obviously, because they're the other part of it. New England and Seattle in the Super Bowl again. Rematch Super Bowl 49, which was won by New England. The famous play on the Malcolm Butler interception. Pete Carroll, Marshawn Lynch, Russell Wilson, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure, his phone is going to be blowing up the next 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. All of those.
Any
guys
and
that we
every
just
interview.
mentioned. Drake Maye, 10 of 21, 86 yards, 10 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. And those 10 carries were 65 yards. Absolutely huge. New England relied on the defense in that weather. No turnovers on offense, right? It literally designed plays to throw the ball away. And I thought that was huge. And I also thought, guys, that the Drake Maye runs, as I mentioned, that his run, he had a 14-yard run to set up what became a missed field goal at the end of that first half, but that was important because they extended the drive. He had a third down run to ultimately go up 10-7. He just had run after run, and then obviously the closeout run on a naked boot, which was unbelievable. Drake Maye on the ground, he found ways to win that game, and I thought that was huge during the course of this game. But let's talk about that 4th and 1 you were going to, and fourth down, with Denver. Up 7-0, 9:28 to go in the second quarter, 4th and 1 at the New England 14-yard line. They passed on the field goal, a failed 4th down, and the game was won in that moment. And it probably, looking back on it, would have been won either way. If they convert the 4th down, New England's probably not coming back 10-0 down.
Yeah.
And they didn't, obviously. And Sean Payton, on not taking the field goal in the second quarter, had this to say.
Man, we had momentum to get up 14. It felt like we had a good call. And I think the feeling was, man, let's be aggressive. To get up 14, the turnover on our end resulting in a touchdown. Outside of that, man, I thought we did a good job in containing them. There'll be a number of things when we watch the tape I'll look at.
What happens if they go the other way? Let's walk through this.
Let's start here.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with his logic under normal circumstances. The problem was it was a damn blizzard in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
If I know that there's going to be bad weather rolling in, then I'm trying to take as many points as I can as quick as I can.
Can I ask you a question?
That's it. Like if the weather was going to be what it was in the first half, in the second half, I get it. Plenty of opportunities to get back in this game. But that wasn't going to be the case. You had a blizzard coming in that was going to affect how things went. Remember, the Denver Broncos were really conservative in the third quarter with their play calling because they had the headwind.
Right.
And conversely, Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots were very aggressive in the third quarter because they had the wind at their backs. So weather was a huge factor in the second half. If I know that's going to be the case, and Sean knows this, which is why it's so frustrating. If you know that's going to be the case, then take the damn field goal. Take the points. Mm-hmm. You got momentum, keep momentum. You got a backup quarterback. Play it a little more down the middle. The aggressive play that you needed to hit, you already got, which was the 50-yard completion with Marvin Mims in one-on-one coverage against Christian Gonzalez. It surprised everybody in the damn stadium, including Christian Gonzalez. I don't understand why Sean wasn't more conservative in kicking the field goal in that moment. It just didn't make any sense.
Take us inside on this so we understand this. So you guys are prepping for a game. Weather's a factor. Are you guys told by the coaches, hey, just so you know, the bad weather's coming in at this time. So by my guesstimations, that'll happen in this part of the game, which means the first part, you're playing a different game than the second part. Are you guys told that and you act differently as a result?
Absolutely. You know about all of it, yeah. You know about all of the contingencies, all of the circumstances. Now,
so these are not two halves. These are two games,
you don't
basically,
allow it
that
to
are
get you out of character, but you also understand how the game has to be played in order to win it. Every coach at the beginning of the week tells the players, this is how we have to win this game, based on what we do well, based on our opponent's strengths and weaknesses, based on the field conditions, what we expect at game time. This is how we have to play that game. This is how we have to win that game. Everybody understands that. Mm-hmm. So I have no doubt that Sean had the conversation with his team and that they were prepared for it. I just don't understand why in real time Sean didn't account for what was going to happen weather-wise in the second half in the play call that he made at the beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah, it's well said, and I totally agree with you. And I think about New England, and it's cliche, but all three phases, right? The offense held on to the football. I thought Ramondre Stevenson was great in not fumbling the ball, which was a big problem for him earlier in the season. They somehow survived Will Campbell at left tackle, which was not fun to watch at times.
He's bad. They're gonna have to.
They're
gonna have to move him to guard.
That's one way of saying it. And then their defense.
For left tackle.
No, their defense opportunistic with Christian Gonzalez. Obviously, that late interception and special teams. All three. Leonard Taylor, the blocked field goal.
All of the tackles that he was making too, man. That guy was an animal.
And by the way, to your point about Denver. Denver's punter was awesome in this game. Use him, right? So if you're gonna go up 10-0,
he pinned him inside the 10-yard line twice,
and the Patriots couldn't do anything with it, and in fact gave up before they started, which was the right move. So a 10-0 lead with a good punter and a team that's not going to be willing to take chances is insurmountable. Except it wasn't because they didn't have it, and that's going to eat at them all offseason long. New England Patriots advanced to their 12th Super Bowl, going for record number 7.